I'm Sean Ashley and welcome to Viewmasters of the Universe. So, the Viewmaster we're going to be covering today is the Model G. Now, the Model G is also known as the standard viewer. Now, if we go back to what we looked at in the last episode, the Model E, that was called, the Model C was the deluxe Viewmaster. This is the standard Viewmaster now. So this went into production in 1959 and stayed in production until the 1980s. And when I say the 1980s, I'm talking about variants of this Viewmaster. By that stage, they had upgraded to a newer looking model Viewmaster, but they were still making this one, I would call it for specialist reasons. Like there was a version made for a board game, the Viewmaster board game, and it was like this, but with slight variations. And the main variation is that the advance lever was made out of plastic. It was an internal plastic mechanism as opposed to the metal one that we have here. Now, the major difference between the Model G and everything before it is it's the first Viewmaster that's made out of a lightweight thermoplastic. All the predecessors were made out of Bakelite. I don't know why. I'm a big fan of Bakelite. I've got nothing against Model G. I do think it's a cool Viewmaster. I think it's because I'm an adult and I appreciate the weight of the Viewmaster, if that makes sense, the sturdiness of it. These feel great. These feel sturdy. Don't get me wrong. They're in good condition, but you do feel the difference, and you feel like, ooh, if I drop this, it's not coming back. So yeah, this is made out of a lightweight thermoplastic. Now you might also notice that this Viewmaster here is a GAF Viewmaster, which stands for General Aniline and Film. Now in 1966, GAF obtained the Viewmaster from Sawyers, and basically Sawyers became a subsidiary of GAF, and so they started taking over the manufacturing of Model G, which was quite fortunate for them, because when you compare a Sawyers Model G to a GAF Model G, the only difference is theirs says Sawyers or GAF on it, so you can obviously tell who made it, and it's that, that's all the difference there is. They continued the production in both the United States and in Belgium, and it's rumoured, and I don't know how true this is because I've never seen one before, they were also being manufactured in India. The cool thing about the Model G is there's a couple of different variants in colours, and when I say a couple, there's actually quite a lot of variants in colours. The most well-known ones are probably the red, white and blue, and we'll talk about that one in a second. But Sawyers was making them in off-white and a beige. And when I say beige, it's almost like a mushroomy tan kind of a colour. And I actually quite like that one. And if you look at the YouTube channel page, you'll see that colour of Model G Viewmaster. Now, the other cool thing about that Viewmaster is that the lettering was in gold, whereas this one, the lettering's in white. And so if you imagine without the gaff there, and then it's in gold. And I think that looks quite nice. Now, the cool thing about this Viewmaster is I've heard a lot of rumours around. Now, this particular model of Viewmaster came into production around the 1970s. And the rumour that I heard, and I don't know how true it is, and it'd be awesome if there's someone from the States out there who's a collector just like me and knows a bit more about this than me, can put in the comments line below. I heard that for the bicentenary of the United States, GAF started producing this particular Viewmaster in red, white and blue because they brought out a whole bunch of bicentenary reels to celebrate the bicentenary of the founding of your nation, which I think is really, really cool. What a great idea. I know that there's bicentenary reels out there. I've seen those. I'm just not sure about the colour, but to me, it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you? What a great idea. The other difference, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about the era. A little bit of a difference about the era is in the Sawyer's era, you have all of these wonderful boxes, and you saw that in the Model E episode. When Sawyer's started making Model G, they had a very similar box, except it just opens with a flap instead of the whole removable lid section. But when Gaff obtained Sawyer's, they really changed the packaging to something that is really recognizable even today. A lot of people haven't seen these boxes before. Most people will have seen one of these before, in some kind of variation. This is the one I have, and it's obviously the Monster gift pack, and you could get them for a plethora of things. Cartoons, Sesame Street, I saw one for Sesame Street recently. They're all over the place. And so what you'd do is you'd go to a store and purchase this. You'd get your Model G inside, and this is the Model G that came with this box. And then depending on what gift pack reel set you got, it would be full of those reels. Not full, but there'd be a selection of those reels. And so this came with Godzilla, Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman. They'd all be stored in this bucket. And it was like just getting a whole set instead of, in the modern context where you get that the Viewmaster and maybe 3 reels. So I think it's really cool. It really is the product of the time. So this is your 1950s, very trendy and square and boxy. 1970s, we're going around and we're putting cartoons on stuff. So it's really cool. I do like this. As much as I like these, they're beautiful to look at, all the pictures. These are just as beautiful, and you get like a little bit of a preview of what some of the slides are inside the container. So you've got Dr. Frankenstein there and his creation, and Count Dracula. And then here, 1978. So that's having something like this for your Viewmaster, knowing that your Viewmaster came from that, is really awesome, because you can actually date your Viewmaster, which is cool. So yeah. Thanks for watching. For now, it's ka kite anō, which means I'll see you next time. If there's any questions you want to ask, please put them in the comments below, because I'd like to try and cover some more people's questions. There's going to be a lot of people out there that are more knowledgeable on Viewmaster than I am, because you've either had Viewmasters a lot longer than I have, or you're of a different generation to me, so you've had a different Viewmaster. So it'd be great if you put your comments in the description, in the comments line below. I'm going to try and put up a few pages that have some of these Model Gs for sale to help out people trying to look for them and purchase them for themselves. So for now, it's thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Sean Ashley and the Viewmasters of the Universe.